and all to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, folks. I am your King of Extreme, and let me just make... Yes, you are getting every beautiful sound that are my voice. I am your King of Extreme, Phil KOE, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, the lord of the Scottish Highlands, and one damn handsome man. You can find me at KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. Oh, that beautiful mug just center, front and center. Folks, we are here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast to give our review of Double or Nothing, folks. And I am joined once again by my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only,
the 12-time champion, Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe, and yes, Phil, we are here to review AEW Double or Nothing, and here are the results.
Now, Tony, you said the 12-time champion. Are you the reigning defending champion, or?
I'm not, Phil. I'm not. I'm not.
Okay, so did you lose the championship?
I did.
So
I did.
Now I did not win the championship. Did certain rapscallion ne'er-do well chicken?
He did, and he's in the kitchen if you go grab him quickly.
Oh, yes.
I was unable to successfully defend my championship tonight. Chicken did find his way in, and I think it's really only fair to present him with the belt in person. I'd feel bad if I didn't. So, Chicken, congratulations. You earned it. There you go, sir.
This 10-pound bag of boneless chicken breasts. There you go.
Yes, very, very well done. You carry the strap with honor.
I will, Tony.
Okay,
I will say, Phil KOE and Tony G are way better champions than me.
That's very humble of you, Chick. I'm shocked that you're so humble in victory.
I'm gonna lose this belt a week from now in Hell in a Cell.
Now, hold on. Look.
I got no chance against that just man-mountain of masculinity, Phil KOE. And Tony G, you're cool too.
Well, that's very nice of you to say, but
thank you, Chick.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Hey.
I mean, we've got a week to go before Hell in a Cell. You could hold on to it, maybe.
All right, well, I'm going to go take this belt, go cry now, because I'll never be as cool as Phil KOE and Tony G.
That's understandable, but congratulations, champ.
Yes.
I mean, very, very well done. Bravo.
Now, I'm going to go put this back in the freezer because you got to take like a mortgage out on your house to get one of these in this economy.
That's true. Meat's nothing to sneeze at, folks. Yes, this is the AEW review results and recap and star rating show. Let everybody wander into the various platforms that you are wandering in: Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, D Live, all of those fun things. We've got the results right here. I'm going to, let's drink some whiskey because this was rough.
Tell me when. It's Makers 101.
That's good. Yeah, 101's good. All right, so
we got some more reviews tonight, so I'm going to go a little late.
Fair enough. So, folks, first and foremost on the pre-show, what the fuck was that? Hookhausen.
Very nice. Very evil.
Shush. No, don't do that. Hook and Danhausen defeat Mark Sterling and Tony Nese. This was dog shit. This was stupid. I'm glad it was on the pre-show.
And I'm glad Tony Nese found work.
Hook had so much potential. The crowd was behind him, so let's saddle him with the fucking mascot. Great.
Danhausen's one of the most over things in wrestling
right now.
I don't
give a flying shit. Hook could have won the match, but no, instead tags in Danhausen to get the foot pin. 1, 2, 3. I gave it 2, actually, in retrospect. I was only going to give it 1.5, but some of the other things on this show happened, and then I decided, nah, you know what? That was better. Phil, your thoughts on Danhausen while I share the stream?
Very nice. Very evil.
Why are you so obsessed with this guy? I don't get it.
He's just fucking awesome. He's like a hyper parody - honoring of everything that wrestling is. I don't know how else to describe it.
That's putting it nicely, and I gotta disagree. I think he's
that and Tony. He's very nice, very evil. He needs money for blimps, and he needs your teeth.
Good God. I'm not a big Fanhausen of Danhausen
Oh,
myself.
you're not
so,
part of the Fanhausen, Danhausen
yeah,
club?
not exactly, no. So I
actually am a part of the Facebook group of Dan Fanhausens. So, but
yeah, big fan of Hook. Would have loved to see more Hook, but no, more Danhausen.
Hook's got a great look. Like he's pretty damn handsome kid. So I think he's going to be able to. He's talented. He's got the looks. He's got the physique. He's got the ability. Now they're just trying to give Danhausen some rub before they make the greatest tag team of all time, Darbyhausen.
Okay,
where
moving
Danhausen
along.
and Darby Allin, with Sting being their like manager, like Fabulous Freebirds, triple tag team.
None of that.
The greatest.
None
Tony's
of that.
like, just stop.
None of that. Okay, so we're finally there. We're finally
make it happen, Tony Khan.
We're finally there. The actual start of the pay-per-view, folks. This thing started way fucking late. Look, I thought this thing was going to kick off at 6. No, the pre-show didn't start till like 6. Actual event at 7. It's almost midnight. This thing concludes. Holy crap! But we got a great match to start things off. We got MJF versus Wardlow to start the show. Holy crap! This was perfect. This was brilliant. I loved everything about this. There was nothing I would have changed about this. I was shocked to see this open the show, but it was so well done. MJF comes out, chorus of boos, all weekend long. The last several months, he's been playing with everybody's emotion. Is he going to leave? Is he even going to be there tonight? And he did this so masterfully. It was beautiful.
KOE Darbyhausen.
And then he's the first thing that you see when the pay-per-view actually starts. It was brilliant. He comes out nervous. Wardlow in the detaining cell when people act ruly in the arena. They have to bring him out 2 sets of handcuffs because he broke one on Dynamite. Like, everything about this was perfect. Everything he did to try to get away, rolling out of the ring like multiple times before the match can even get going, feigning an injury, and then rolling over, getting the ring out, showing the camera, and both the ref and Wardlow just standing there behind him like, really? It was amazing. The ref takes the ring off. He picks MJ up. It was just so beautiful. Everything about this. And then the inevitable, the crescendos, the symphony of power bombs, 10 in total. Oh, it was beautiful. This thing was amazing. This was professional wrestling at its purest, at its highest quality. Loved everything about it. And the right guy won. Unfortunately, because MJF should win almost every other match he's in. 4 stars. Loved it.
I got to agree with everything you just said right there. I can't disagree with anything.
No, you can't. All right. Moving right along to number 2. I thought this was actually going to open the show, but you'll soon see why it didn't. The Hardys versus the Bucks. Not the Hardy Boys versus the Young Bucks, because, well, let's face it, they're not boys and they're not young.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Hardys versus Bucks will be appropriate.
I was about to say the boys and the young boys. Yeah, you can't call them that anymore.
No. No, this was this honestly surprised me a little bit. I thought this was going to be a story of the Bucks being, oh, we're so much younger and faster, and they tried to tell that a little bit, but for the most part, this was pretty well what you've expected from the Hardys at late in their tenure as a tag team and what they've been doing since they've gotten to AEW. They kind of told that story early on, and then I thought, okay, now it's going in the Bucks' favor. Then you'll see a Hardy come back, then you see a Bucks win at the end. They teased that a little bit, and they kind of went back and forth. They made me think maybe the Bucks are going to let the Hardys win this. Oh, no, okay, now the Bucks are going to clearly win this. And then they started getting the fucky stuff involved, doing swantons to the outside on the ring steps. I'm like, oh, God. But no, shockingly, we had the Bucks, you and I did, that son of a bitch poultry bastard himself chicken head, the Hardys, and the Hardys do get the W here. The Bucks did put them over, but
that is what put chicken ahead.
Yeah, that definitely sealed it for him. But I was shocked, because they show at the beginning that this was a 4-2 series. Now it's 5-2. So you got to assume that giving the Hardys, and there was nothing wrong with this match. I actually didn't hate it, and it's the Bucks, so I could have. I gave it 3. Nothing wrong with it. Definitely wouldn't have changed anything the way they did it. But if they win this match, the Hardys, that is, they win this match, I'm assuming there's going to be a rematch within a calendar year. Maybe not this year, but within a calendar year. I think you're going to see the Hardys probably in contention for the tag titles. That's where they're going with this. And maybe they win them. And by the time they have the rematch, maybe that's how the Young Bucks get their win back by also getting the tag belts back. I could see something like that. But no, this match didn't offend me. So kudos to the Bucks for that.
Okay. What'd you give it?
I gave it 3.
This entertained me a little more, so I'm gonna give it 3.25.
Okay, that's fair. Third match on the card, the TBS Championship. Jade Cargill versus Anna Jay. Oh boy, this was dog shit. This was terrible. This was probably the worst match of the night. Actually, I had a 1.5 on that Hookhausen match until this match happened. I mean, that's not fair. I got to give it 2 now because this was a 1-star match. This was so freaking bad. And these gals have faced each other before. So there's no excuse for this. Jade Cargill was so many steps off. And usually, I understand. She's still green. She's still green. She looks great. Her promos are great. She's got the package, right? In-ring, she's got some work to do in most aspects. Tonight, she had a ton of fucking work to do. So many steps off. But Anna Jay, wow. You met her step for step on being steps off. Not only that, but your facial selling, one of the worst I've ever seen. Your body language is terrible. Your facial selling is terrible. When we finally mercifully got to the finish, which was a botch and a half, oh, God, it was so bad. She's trying to lift her up with their finisher in the ring, and they're doing it from the top in the middle rope. Oh, it's going to be this big. And it was terrible. The whole time, Anna Jay can't get in position, and her facial selling is this.
So now, Tony, I got to say, you're giving it
1
star.
1 star. It was terrible. Jade Cargill retains.
Wow. I'm going to say
awful.
Jade Cargill was looking fine.
She did. So did Anna Jay.
1.5 stars.
1.5. All right. Well, that's amazing. So then we get whoever the fuck Stokely is.
Stokely. We hardly knew you.
We haven't seen him since 2017, I think is what J.R. Shivani said. I don't remember. I don't know who Stokely is. I don't care. And then we got a returning Ember Moon, Athena something or other. I don't know. Who cares? This...
Yeah, her thing was it's Athena and then something else Greek or Roman based,
the fallen goddess, Athena something or other. We're just doing debuts to do debuts now, I guess, and it means nothing. This meant nothing. I'm sorry. Everybody popped for it. This meant nothing. Do something with it if you want me to care. Jesus, so bad, so bad. Everything about that match, dog shit. 1 star. Moving right along, the 4th match on the card, the trios match that, I'll be honest, I just could not get invested in at all. The House of Black versus the Death Triangle. And they tried. Boy, did they try. The entrances, over the top. The House of Black looks like a freaking a Stone Age zombie movie, and the Death Triangle with the lucha masks and the little kid and the man, everything. Yeah, just over the top.
House of Black is what Vince McMahon had in his mind, what he tried to sell the Viking experience on and what they were going to do. It's you're going to be like old age Vikings. It's going to be great and stuff. And then they thought it's going to be House of Black is what Vince told us we were going to do. The Viking experience is what John Laurinaitis and Bruce Pritchard stuck us with.
Yeah, House of Black was supposed to be what Edge is doing, and then they saw Edge doing it better, and they went, okay, we got to get this really, really over the top now and turn this into a sci-fi movie. And that's what they're doing. So anyway, the match, honestly, again, I could not get invested, and it sucks because I like Pac a lot. I love Buddy Murphy. Black is so good. Those fucking spinning kicks to the face are so on point. And he hit 3 that were just out of this world phenomenal. I like Phoenix, but I swear to God, if I have to hear Excalibur say, Ray Phoenix, again, I'm going to dive through the screen and slap the bejesus out of this man. Holy God, you don't have to be quirky and special about every pronunciation and move calling you have to do you? Do you, Excalibur? Right, but really? Shut the fuck up. Anyway, like a lot of the guys in this match, could not get invested this at all. The ending did see, again, several of those beautiful spinning. Oh, good God. And Brody King, you never, ever, ever, ever do that again. Diving over the top rope, whatever the fuck that was, and nearly breaking your neck on that ring apron. No. Some big guys can do it. You shouldn't do it. No, don't ever do that again. Anyway, you're about to see Death Trail pick up the win when, big shocker, there's a blackout. The lights go out. And there, no shocker, Julia Hart. We've only been teasing this for the better part of a year. Now she's in the ring. The eye makeup's in full gear. There's no patch now. She spits in the face of Pac, who gets misted again. 1, 2, 3, whatever. Fuck, I don't care. It was okay. It was okay.
What'd you give it?
I could go 2 1/4. It wasn't as bad as I expected.
I went 2 1/4 because I wasn't nearly as turned off as you were by it.
I just couldn't get invested.
But
I'd like to see
honestly,
these guys could be singles matches.
It was a bathroom break.
Yeah.
Hate to say it, you're in a dead spot.
Give me Pac versus Phoenix. Give me give me Black versus Murphy. Give me that. Give me Black versus Murphy because they were doing some of the finest work in WWE, and that's why they split them up because they were outworking everybody. Get them out of the stable, put them against each other. Great matches. That's rinse, repeat. It's not hard. Booker of the Year, Tony Khan.
I was about to say, because they do like Memorial Day and Labor Day big events. And then the week after is kind of when all the talent wants off. Let Pac and Murphy just fucking main event those shows.
Yeah, there you go.
Give them just 40 minutes to just do whatever they want.
Yeah, it's that simple. It's not hard. There you go. Good matches over goofy, campy shit, which was all over this match. Moving right along, the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, the men's. Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole. These guys have a history. They know each other in and out. They had a pretty good match, honestly.
They did Samoa pretty dirty here.
They did. Honestly, they had a good flow here. Adam Cole didn't do anything to offend me. Okay, you're looking at these guys side by side. You'd have to split me in half next to Phil to make it look like what Joe and Cole did. It just doesn't the visual's not there, so it's not like Cole was going to be doing.
Here, turn sideways. Now turn your head. There.
Yeah.
That's
No, I've still got a bigger chest than Adam Cole.
Well, fine. But no, I'm just saying your chest to your spine is is probably pretty close to his actual shoulder length.
Yeah. So the visual's there, but they didn't do anything that offended me because of the visual. They had their match that they've had multiple times over, and this worked. Cole tried to stay away from him, tried to do fast, big, high flyish type moves to subdue Joe, and Joe was perfect in his. He was on point. He's been on point. He's had runs in WWE where not so much, but this one, since he's been in AEW, he's been on point, and this was another example that locked in everything, got all his moves in, and then Bobby Fish shows up, distracts a couple of times, but nothing egregious that he couldn't overcome. And then Cole kind of just hits his finish, back of the head, 1, 2, 3, flat back, no nut shot, flat back, 1, 2, 3. Cole wins.
Yeah, they did Samoa because
weird.
Granted, I get they're trying to get Cole over, but here's the thing: Samoa Joe was a big monster. He was a big guy for Brock. He was a big guy for Roman.
Yeah,
and I hate to say this, but Adam Cole just always reminds me of, oh my fucking God, can wrestlers get any smaller?
It's hard to get past.
If 205 Live was still a thing, that's where he would have gone. As much as I hate to say. And also, I remember when Tony and I were actually there live one time. First of all, at that event, Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy stole the show. But also, we were joking with each other hey, 205 Live, a.k.a. the other reason CM Punk isn't coming back. And Tony goes, because this would be the show he'd be on? Yeah. Vince would do that just to fuck with him.
True.
We need you to get this one over, pal.
Yeah. Oh, God. 205 Live. kind of knew ye.
Bruce Pritchard,
Yeah.
but CM Punk, we want to make you a septic tank repairman to give you personality.
Yeah. So I didn't hate this match. I gave it 3. I thought they could have gone longer and it would have been better. And the finish, it fell a little flat for me. So yeah, I gave it 3.
Oh, 275. They did Joe too dirty. I'm sorry.
And going immediately after that, we go to the women's final of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Ruby Soho against Britt Baker, DMD. And I'll be honest, like they've had matches in the past, and Ruby always came up short. So that's why I'm like, obviously, Ruby's got to get the win here. This wasn't terrible. It didn't like blow me away, though. I thought, okay, they're going to take everything that they've done in the past in matches, and they're going to double it here, and it's going to be this big blowout match. It was just kind of another one of their matches. Nothing like stuck out. And it felt off. It felt off, kind of like the finish of the Joe Cole match. This one, Baker doesn't like cheat. Like she's doing some of her Baker stuff, but like she's not going out of her way to be dastardly. And then, yeah, she kind of gets a surprise win at the end. Felt off. Like another flat finish, but good match. I gave this one 3 as well.
2.5. It was just serviceable.
Fuck you. But then it clicked. Then it fucking clicked. Why these matches both fell flat in the finish. Because even though they're both heels, but they're husband and wife, and this is the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, we had to get the feel-good moment. Both of them go to the top of the
husband and wife win.
Both of them go to the top of the ramp and stand there gleefully in their wins. And here comes Tony Khan with Martha Hart wearing basically a Kentucky Derby style wedding dress. This was weird. And here's Martha, and she's giving a heartfelt speech about how proud of everybody she was and how much Owen would have liked. Owen probably would not have liked this tournament. I'll be blunt. He would have laughed at half of these tournaments. There's 2 of them. Like Jesus. And they just had the balls to do Darby and Jeff Hardy falling off ladders in the Owen Hart tournament. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, yeah, Owen would have been so proud. She's biting her lip like, how do I get through this speech? Nevertheless, thank you for being here, Martha. Thank you for letting Owen Hart's image be used on wrestling again. I will give you that. Not how I would have done it, but not my place to dictate. So kudos to Martha, kudos to Cole, kudos to Baker. You know what? Not terrible matches by any means, just not what I was expecting. So the finishes were almost honest, but they did fall a little flat for me. So, and then they got belts.
Hooray.
That you'll never see again. They'll be hanging up next to Braun Strowman in Saudi Arabia.
I was about to say,
Royal
like,
Rumble.
I was just thinking of that belt exactly. I was trying to think of a way to get a joke in about that.
Yeah.
And then, well done.
Moving along. Jesus. Match 8 total.
Jesus.
The mixed tag match, because we needed one of those. We didn't have enough multi-person matches before. Paige Van Zant versus Ty Conte. Well, that's what it should have been.
Conte.
So Ty Conte, Sammy Guevara, and Frankie Kazarian versus Paige Van Zant, Scorpio Sky, and Ethan Page. There, I got everybody involved.
This match went too long.
It did.
Like a week or two.
Okay, thanks, Phil. Moving along to the match now. So, this had the class. You've got 2 guys and 1 girl on each side. So the tagging in and out because, now the girl's entering, now the guy's entering. So the flow is impossible here. It couldn't get in the right rhythm. It was impossible. But when you finally got Ty Conte and Paige Van Zant, they're like, okay, this is what I actually wanted to see, believe it or not. Even though Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian stole the show with their spots, move-wise,
we were like, oh, what a shock. 2 guys have been working together for more than a decade. I'm out there making sweet, beautiful music.
And Ethan Page has got a ton of talent, but Sammy Guevara's timing, the guy's got the timing of a of a 20-year vet. He really, really does. He's got spot
when
on
he
timing.
hit Ty Conti with the super kick, I was just like, that was too well timed. Like that was so well timed. For a half second, I almost believed it was actually accidental, which was well done.
The spot that they did flub on a little bit was where she was supposed to fall on his crotch in the corner. I'm like, okay, I can kind of forgive that because that's uncomfortable no matter how you do it. But the super kick by missing, that was beautiful. Kazarian doesn't want to get involved on the 3 versus 3 in the ring, but then he gets back in the match anyway. That didn't make any sense. And then Ty Conte chews him out. And then, the super kick, blah, blah, blah. Paige Van Zandt and her boys win this one. It was fine. For mixed tag and 2 guys and 1 girl, it was just a weird combination and a flow. So I'll give it 2.75. It didn't offend me, but it didn't rewrite the books by any means in terms of tag or mixed tag.
2.5 is right in the middle there, and only Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky made it more than 1.75.
Did I say 2.75?
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it 3 just based on all the camera shots that got Ty Conte's ass in the frame. So I'll give you that. Okay, 3.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Moving along, 8th match on the card. We're getting there, folks. I frickin' promise. Darby Allin and Kyle O'Reilly had a match last minute added, and this was good. It was good. It just Bleacher Report app sucks, and their website sucks, and halfway through we had to refresh, so we missed a good chunk of the 70% portion of the match.
It ended with a flying knee to the back.
Yeah, the flow was really good. These guys gelled well, and then
Ultimate Warrior finish. Where you drop something on your back, and it was like,
it was not the finish I expected. We thought Darby would win, surely, and then Kyle O'Reilly wins with a flying knee drop to the back.
So apparently, Tony Khan promised Undisputed Era. We're going to give you a couple of wins on pay-per-view.
Yeah,
guaranteed if you come.
I don't know. This didn't hit home. It was fine. I'd give it 3. It was fine.
I'm going to agree.
You're hearing this a lot, though. It was fine.
It was okay.
It was fine.
It was all right.
Now, I want everybody to go back.
Blow me away, honestly.
I want everybody to go back and listen to a review of any of the WWE shows this year. The build has been absolute terrible for pretty much anything WWE has done in building a pay-per-view, promoting a pay-per-view.
Pretty much since the Thunderdome.
But this year specifically, after we watched the show, we're like, holy shit, these matches were fantastic. They were so much better than the build, and they were way better than they deserved to be. Meanwhile, AEW's build for a lot of these matches has actually been pretty damn good, and now the matches, all right. It
was all right.
So, the fuck's going on here? Anywho, let's move along. Kyle O'Reilly, congrats. You got a big win on pay-per-view. Surprise.
Knee drop to the back.
Knee drop, yeah.
Everyone was kind of shocked, like, that's his finish now?
Yeah. Now we go to the women's title match, not to be confused with the TBS title, the actual Women's World Championship.
God.
Yeah.
Because God forbid there's just one fucking champion somewhere.
We're getting there. Thunder Rosa defends against Serena Deeb. Could not get into this at all. Really disappointed. I really thought this was going to be like a clinic on women's wrestling. I don't know what it was. I really don't know what it was. Like, they did fine. Stop me if you've heard this one before. It was fine. It just didn't click the way I wanted it to
Thunder
click.
Rosa, she was trying to push that. She was carrying this one for a while. Serena Deeb then stepped up towards the end. But I feel like Thunder Rosa was kind of carrying the match for the first half of it.
Yeah, but then there was a spot where I felt like Thunder Rosa was kind of just like phoning it in, and Serena Deeb tried to step up, but it just didn't stick.
Well, there was one point where Thunder Rosa's shoulders were down, and Serena Deeb literally had to ankle pick to bring her over to keep the segment going, which is one of those where we're saying Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels wouldn't have found themselves in that situation, because that's somebody that could actually, go into business for themselves there for a second. So.
Yeah, I don't know. For whatever reason, I didn't love it like I thought I was going to love it. I gave it 3.
2.5. Serviceable.
Okay, you're right. 2.75. I'm sorry. I just didn't love
That's
it.
the power of persuasion, folks. So
no, I was trying to be nice. You're right. Okay, sorry. Just not what I wanted. Not what I want. I don't even want to see a rematch.
No. Thunder Rosa would be much better used up against almost anybody on the roster.
Yeah. Well, now it's time.
Is it the Tupelo concession
Fuck
stand
you.
ball?
We're not calling
brawl?
it the fucking Tupelo.
That's the only thing we saw. We saw fucking basically, okay, you know how like Hollywood does like the big remakes, whereas like they remade Transformers, they did a remake of Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what we saw. This was like AEW remake of the Tupelo concession stand brawl.
This was fucking awful. I can't even pretend to have any redeeming qualities about this fucking thing. The Jericho Appreciation Society. Let me rattle this off. Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Daniel Garcia, and 2.0 versus Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Santana and Ortiz. And holy God, is that a mouthful? Well, so was this fucking match. This was basically the match that Phil and I would have done at 16 if we had a budget. And guess what? We've used that exact metaphor before on this show when describing AEW. And I'm betting it's probably been used when either Eddie Kingston or Chris Jericho or Jon Moxley or all three were involved in it.
I was going to say, I would almost guarantee Jon Moxley had something to do with it.
This was terrible. I hated this from the get-go. Like, I'll argue that it wasn't redeeming, but I know you loved it. They start brawling, and there's 5 different spots. You can't follow it. The cameraman can't follow it. The producers can't follow it. At least somebody in the truck with the replay, like, okay, shit, we missed that. I guess show them it in the other window now. Everybody just brawl fighting. It's not like it's good. Then finally, and the music's still playing, and then Jericho and Moxley are over by the fucking audio booth, and
Jericho pulls the audio thing and shuts down Moxley's music. I loved it. I hate to say, I loved it.
It was almost witty.
Like
almost.
I'll never forget. I think it was when we were watching the Stadium Stampede match, and you went, "Phil, is this getting over with you?"
No, it was the fucking dumpster fight.
Oh, now I remember.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the turkey leg made me laugh, and you're like,
no, maybe not. It might have been Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it was Money in the Bank.
It might have been Money in the Bank, the cinematic. But
is this getting over with you?
Yeah.
And there was a few points where it almost, when Paul Heyman showed up.
So this match, we're stabbing each other in the head now with forks and spreading monkeypox into Vegas because
Abdullah the Butcher would be proud.
Apparently the COVID cruise in Sturgis wasn't enough for Jericho. He's got to spread monkeypox through Vegas. So congratulations, Chris. You're just an innovator. And a wizard now. God, that was dumb.
You know what would have actually made sense if he called himself the Magician?
So we're doing this stabbing of the head, and then
hang on, we got a comment here.
Oh yeah, thanks Stan 2E10 man for saying Phil
KOE, Chris Jericho 2024.
I mean, of that. So yeah, this goes on for a
help me
while.
With the primaries with this Judas elbow.
You've got 10 guys all wearing like white, like only Jon Moxley's wearing black.
It was so any blood would show up more so.
But it looked like an evangelical fucking brawl to the death broke out in a tent somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. This was stupid. Like everybody's wearing white. You can't even tell who's like the guys on Jericho's squad. You can't tell who's who at this point. They're bleeding all over each other. Nobody gives a shit about most of these guys anyway. Then you get the dual splash off the ladder through tables by
the poor man's Usos.
There you go. They timed that well.
Kirkland brand Usos, if you want. Like
meanwhile, Moxley's in the ring destroying it. I'm not kidding. That's not hyperbole.
And they
destroyed it
to no real purpose other than, all right, guys, now we really can't work in this ring. Thank God.
Yeah, now that we've gotten these pesky ropes out of the way, we can get down to the real wrestling
where we stumble,
crotch each other with the rope
and stumble over it the rest of the match.
It was he takes the top rope out and then it just lays there while they bleed in the ring for the rest of the show.
And they keep smacking each other with it, sort of. Maybe.
Then Kingston comes out from nowhere from the ramp carrying a gasoline can, and JR says, What looks like a can of gasoline? Well, it's probably because it's a can of gasoline, JR. He comes into the ring and dumps it on Bryan Danielson and Chris Jericho. Mind you, Bryan Danielson's on his team, but he dumps it on both of them. And then he and Bryan Danielson start fighting.
Well, shockingly, Bryan Danielson took a little umbrage to the idea of being set on fire.
I don't know why.
I mean, come on.
Sacrifice for the greater good.
Yeah, sacrifice for the team, man.
Jesus. What a dick.
Eddie Kingston comes out looking like
an idiot.
Like a car wreck reject of a Michael Myers fucking wannabe. Like,
oh, wait, we forgot one of my favorite spots, Phil, when they tried to recreate WrestleMania with Stone Cold and Kevin Owens. Fucking Moxley and Jericho got on a rascal after Jericho put on a pair of glasses that he used to stab Moxley in the eye twice, even though he could see fine.
No, Tony, that
lost a lens. Had one lens. Oh, it's hilarious. And then he puts him on because he's Chris Jericho and he's so wacky. And then they got on the rascal scooter and tried to drive away, but he couldn't restart it. So Moxley gets on and chokes him a little bit, and they were going to drive away on the rascal scooter, just like WrestleMania when Kevin Owens. But they couldn't figure out how to run the fucking rascal.
You even saw Chris Jericho try to get started, wouldn't work. Now, Tony, my favorite part of the match, actually. Wow.
God damn it.
Phil KOE for mayor of Tupelo and its concession stand.
No. Delete. This was terrible.
No, my favorite point of the match is Chris Jericho actually made history. Professional wrestling history in this match.
He did.
He was the first person in wrestling history to put someone through a table with a submission.
Any idiot with an ounce of integrity
or two eyes could see that. Like when I saw what he was going to do, I said, Tony, that table's going to break under their weight.
You're looking at two fully grown men get on a table and stand on it in the center.
You could see it bow. And shockingly, it broke away.
Yeah, as soon as he got the walls of Jericho kind of locked in, the legs just gave out and it fell flat. So at least it didn't kill John Moxley like it could have if it snapped in the center. I guess we're looking at the positives here. So then, Bryan Danielson, again, we're back in the ring after we're trying to light each other on fire now for no fucking reason. Bryan Danielson does the only actual wrestling work of this match, or tries to, with Hager and Jericho, against every ounce of energy in Chris Jericho's body that says, no, we will not do professional wrestling. Bryan Danielson manages to have some professional wrestling in this match. Almost gets the win, but doesn't.
I was gonna say, more like a random act of professional wrestling broke out during this match from Bryan Danielson.
Ricky Starks showboating while walking on the ropes was so fucking fun. Starks is amazing. Starks is fucking amazing. I agree 100%. We're getting there next. So, this was bad. Jericho and his horrible faction 2.0 get the win. I don't care. Bryan Danielson passes out.
Judas in my mind.
I hated this match.
The ending sucked.
1.5. And I give it a half because no, you know what? I'll give it 2. 1 for everybody else and 1 point for Bryan Danielson for trying to have a match. And the ending was terrible. And the middle was terrible. And the beginning was terrible. The only thing that was good was that little snippet in there where Bryan Danielson actually got to wrestle. You should let him do that more. You should just let him wrestle and be a very good wrestler at very good wrestling matches. Not put him in these stupid factions and stupid blood feuds that aren't really blood feuds.
Hey, T, what's that? Check that out over there. I need you to go look. Just go look at something over there. 3.5. All right. Come on back.
Quite literally, fuck you. Moving along, because I'm done talking about this awful thing. Let's talk about the trios tag match. Nothing shocking here. Keith Lee was almost a non-factor for me in this one.
Wait. You mean Keith Bearcat Lee?
So, Lee was hardly a factor in this thing, in my opinion. Swerve actually impressed me a lot more than I thought he would. I'm kind of over the Lucha Express as a whole. I'm just not a huge fan.
I love
Jim Cornette is going to have a field that, oh God, it's going to be beautiful. Nothing could excite me more than listening to Jim absolutely tear that thing apart here in a couple days.
Tupelo concession stand. It's kind of like a
cosplay Tupelo concession.
Well, it's a remake, kind of like they remake the Transformers and shit. Like it's
So yeah, and that was the thing. I wanted to get into this match more because I love
like Ghostbusters.
I love Starks and Hobbs. I really, really wish they got the belts put on them here.
I
They
like
deserved
Starsky
it.
and Hutch.
Fuck off with your 3.5 in the last match. So Hobbs and Starks are amazing. Hobbs has a ton of potential, looks like $1 million, and Starks is so damn good with his work, his character. It's so good. Jungle Boy has almost no real character or facials. Good in-ring worker. Luchasaurus.
Well, I mean, Tarzan didn't have a lot of personality either because he's from a jungle, Tony. And he's Jungle Boy.
Phil.
The boy of the jungle.
Phil.
Yeah?
Fuck you. I really wish they pulled the trigger on Starks and Hobbs. I really do. I think they should be the next tag champs. Fuck it. These guys are great. And if you're not going to do that, do something with them as singles because they need to be utilized. You put fucking 2.0 and Garcia on the TV every week, and I don't need to see them, especially after the last match. Put Hobbs and Starks out there and let them do stuff. For God's sake. Lucha Express gets the retain here, as we expected. It's time to end this. Put the belts on somebody else. I'm ready for it. Is it going to be the Hardys? Maybe.
I do think the Hardys should eventually become tag champs because kind of like we'll get to what happened later. It gives some legitimacy.
Starks is so damn good. He has it, but I don't think AEW sees him as a main attraction. I think you're right. I don't think he's quite there in the eyes of Tony Khan yet.
I was about to say, I don't think most fans see him as a main attraction yet.
I think he could be, though.
You need to treat him just right for about 3 months, and yeah, he could.
If you do see MJF leave, if that happens, you're going to have to fill the gap of, charismatic heels with somebody. Starks is one of those guys. Guevara could be one of those guys. But, yeah, Starks is amazing. I love Starks. Agree 100% with David here. So, yeah, I'm kind of over the Lucha Express. So, I could not get into this after the last match. 3. Again, 3.
I can't disagree with anything you said there. I know we disagreed on the previous match, but this one...
Yeah, because you were wrong. That's fine.
Hey, I'm a sucker for Tupelo concession brawls.
God. Finally, the main event. Oh, my God. So...
Like Mussolini! There's a little Jim Cornette call out.
I'm a little disappointed, I'll be honest, with the main event. I don't know what it was. Page was off a little bit.
Punk almost blew his knee out trying to do a...
CM Punk was a little off himself. These guys didn't...
A little.
These guys didn't mesh well in certain areas. Some spots, yeah, fine. But they told the story. They told the right story, except for the fact that the build for this was really off.
Page doesn't mesh well with any WWE guy, I've noticed.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is true. He's kind of used to his elite crowd, and if you don't follow that kind of
he can have great matches with Kenny Omega.
Yeah,
with the Bucks, he can have great matches with them. But if it's a WWE guy, I notice he kind of has a problem, and he's one of those guys. I wonder, I definitely think if he went to WWE, he'd just be lost in the crowd.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Him and Dolph Ziggler would be a tag team.
Yeah,
and they'd be a great tag team. But just be all right, go out there and job to these guys, then job to them, and then job to them.
The build for this was just really not there. They were trying to tell. I don't know. It's they almost needed another 3 to 4 weeks to tell the build to this, and the go home was just not there for me. So I wasn't super hyped for this, but it's Punk. It's the champ.
You have to have a pay-per-view on Memorial Weekend.
You don't have to do that. You could have done it last week. Come on, Jesus. So yeah, this was all right. This was a good match, though. I enjoyed this. Punk was off. He damn near blew out his knees. They were trying to hit each other's finish, get the big win. The battle with it, the crowd was conflicted. They didn't know who was supposed to be the heel, who was supposed to be the face. And guess what? I don't think either Punk or Page did either. So they just kind of winged it, and whoever is. So ultimately, I thought they were going to go the other way. I thought the crowd was going to turn on Punk because that's kind of where they were leaning. And then Page kind of went cocky towards the end and lifted the belt and, you'll never get this. And they're like, oh, okay, no, he is the heel. I guess now we'll boo him. Maybe? Sure. I guess. So then he has the moral dilemma. The ref gets knocked out. Do I hit him with the belt? No, fucking I went. This took forever. No, I won't do it. No, it was not even anywhere close as good as Piper and Brett. Punk gets the counter.
They were trying to do that, weren't they?
They tried like hell.
Adam, but the thing is, like, Adam Page doesn't have that connection with the audience that when Piper looked around and he had that moment of, these were my fans. You used to cheer me. Where have I gone wrong? None of that happened. And that's that moment, that beautiful moment in that Piper versus Bret Hart encounter.
Yeah.
Is what really made that. And that was a passing of the torch moment. But in this one, it doesn't work.
Taking the torch back.
Yeah, it's got the old timers like, no, I'll take that torch back, youngin'. I think I'll like
grizzled vet Punk. And I will give Hangman. He did hit that beautiful combination. It wasn't a Death Valley driver, but then he flipped back over and nailed the buckshot or the dead eye. That was a good spot before the ref went down. And then Punk does get the final counter, hits the go to sleep. 1, 2, 3. New champion, grizzled veteran CM Punk. And yeah, I'm glad they didn't put it on him right away. I'm glad he had to fight for it. I'm glad he had to take his time getting there.
We could have done without the Eddie Kingston program.
I didn't hate that. So anyway,
I did.
You hate everything Eddie Kingston does. But anyway, this worked.
So does everyone but Eddie Kingston.
This worked to the point where they were trying to tell a specific story, and it didn't land exactly how they wanted it to, but it did get the belt off of Page. And almost right as the crowd was like, okay, fine, fuck it, we'll get behind him. That's when they pulled the belt off of it. Like, they were caving. The crowd was like, okay, we're tapping out. We'll get behind him because this has been largely disappointing. Now he's delivering that promo. Now he's losing the belt. But they're putting it on Punk. It's legitimizing the belt tenfold. You've now got a who's who that you have had in your company, except Daniel Bryan. They had every fucking chance to put it on him. Punk, Omega, Jericho, and to a lesser degree, in my opinion, Moxley and Page. I low-key was waiting for Kenny to come out after.
Isn't he recovering from an injury?
Still kind of banged up, and they're not really being honest about how long that timetable is going to be. I think they're just trying to stretch for time at this point. But I think, you're going to see Punk and Omega for sure if he's able to come back this year. Seen highlights on Twitter. Thank you both for giving. Excellent. Exactly. That's what you come here for.
This analysis is really the best analysis. Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on YouTube is the only place for your wrestling analysis.
It is. It's the best.
I mean, there's none that are better. There's a few. There's that. What culture? They're pretty good. They got it. They do all right for themselves. I mean, they're no Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast.
Clearly.
But so,
they don't drink bourbon straight.
So we've got Roman Reigns as the undisputed champion in WWE.
Yep.
We got CM Punk as the champ in. Now it's kind of weird that Roman Reigns wouldn't be where he is today if it wasn't for CM Punk.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Which is very ironic. So this industry, it goes around. But yes, you got Punk and Roman as the top guys. Because let's be frank. Anybody and their mother thinks, match between Hangman Page and Roman? Yeah. How many spears? Maybe 2 spears and Roman wins. But CM Punk Roman? In the fans' minds?
We already did.
Yeah, we did. You'll have to go back to the beginning of the video to see. Yes. We did something very special for you, Chicken. Don't worry. I guess
I can play his video.
Oh.
I didn't have time. The pay-per-view ran so fucking long, almost 5 straight hours. I didn't have time to upload the video that he sent in, so I'm just going to play it here. You're going to have to deal with it.
Gentlemen, hold it off.
Oh, sorry.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, hold it off. Once again,
oh God,
your Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion. Hey, what do you have to say? Suck it.
Okay. Well,
right.
Yes, we acknowledge you. Congratulations, new champ, and we'll see you next weekend for Hell in a Cell, where you'll lose it back to me, Tony G.
Well, yeah, you already admitted that earlier when we gave the belt to you, so don't worry about it.
Exactly. So, ultimately, I guess where do I see things heading in AEW from here on out? I hope they break up the Blackpool Combat Club, even though I know they won't, because Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson needs to be doing singles work. My God, he's so... the tag champs, they're going to be losing their belts pretty quickly. I think we're kind of on something here with the Hardys. Probably just to give them one more notch on their belt before they do finally hang it up. I think that makes the most sense. And since FTR is not on the fucking show, God forbid putting the best tag team in wrestling on the fucking pay-per-view, but whatever. Punk with the world title now.
Yep.
Who's next for Punk?
Oh, goodness gracious. They already did MJF.
Yeah.
Sting. That's a
no
big match.
God.
Now, unfortunately, Tony, like in keeping with the trend that Tony Khan's going to do with really promoting the young up and comers, the World Championship we're going to put on CM Punk. The tag team titles we're going to put on the Hardy Boys. The TNT title we're eventually going to put on Sting. The TBS title we're going to have Miss Texas come out of retirement. And she's going to come take it off of Jade Cargill. And the women's championship, maybe that up-and-comer Mickie James will come over from NWA. And yeah, so that's going to be the future of the company.
So what I want to see, ultimately.
I'm not wrong, am I?
I think you're going to see Chris Statlander probably in the women's title mix. She might even win the damn thing. TBS title, I don't even think they have any fucking plans to take it off Jade. I think that was more of a prop for Jade at this point. The tag titles, yeah, I think they're going to probably be on the Hardys before the end of the year. I think with the TNT title, they can pretty much do whatever. Fuck, Sammy Guevara is probably going to have the thing again here before too long. Or maybe a Wardlow. Like, I could see Wardlow taking the belt pretty soon. World title?
Ric Flair when he comes out of retirement.
At first, you're going to think I'm crazy, and then you're going to be like, God damn it, it makes sense. Who's going to challenge CM Punk?
Ric Flair.
Chris Jericho.
Yep, that's the first obvious match because
he can beat Jericho and it'll be fine.
Now, Punk, if you have creative control, you need to insist that he drops the nickname The Wizard before this match.
He'll have 3 more by the time this match finally
That's
takes place.
fine, but he can't have that one.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like
I guess the thing I'm most intrigued by is like this is heading into the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Let me look real quick. I don't know what they have in terms of matches announced, but yeah, this does change things in terms of that. Because I actually do not know off the top of my head. I should know. I just saw it. I swear to God. Who is the world champion?
Of NJ.
It's God. Let's see. Who is the current? It is Okada, according to this. So if you have Okada versus Punk,
like,
I don't hate that.
New Japan is one of those places that does long title reigns right.
Yeah, I agree.
American audiences just don't take to that, honestly. American audiences want the fresh, the new, the now to have the title as quickly as possible. So that's why in WCW during their last year, they had 11 different champions in the last year.
What is that?
Well, this is Phil KOE. You can find me at KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. That is Tony G. You can find him at Tony the Rod 2.0 on TikTok, as well as right here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast.
You can.
This is my certificate of Scottish lordship. I'm an actual Lord of the Scottish Highlands. That is a bison.
And this was bourbon. And
that is a portrait of Godzilla my daughter painted me. So there you go. I think we're up to speed.
Very good.
That's a microphone.
This is a laptop.
That's whiskey.
All right. So, we've got that to come up. Sorry, I can't understand completely. Understandable. We'll watch it back, pick out the parts you like. How about that? Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you stopping in. I guess last but not least, I guess I'm kind of excited to see what they do with the AEW NGPW show, but, we do have something coming up before that, and that's next weekend. It's Hell in a Cell, where Chicken will ultimately lose his newly found Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship. And we're getting Turkish, folks. Thank you for joining us.
God bless all the way from Turkey. Here us Yanks here stateside. God bless you. Glad for you to be here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Also, be sure to subscribe to KOE Nation on YouTube. Also, check out Big Buckin' Empire on YouTube. But, T, I think we're getting at that time.
Yeah. First and foremost, join us back here next weekend for WWE Hell in a Cell. It's going to be amazing.
Now, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast for our review of Double or Nothing. I am your King of Extreme, Phil KOE, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, the lord of the Scottish Highlands, and one damn handsome man, if I do say so myself. You can find me at KOE Nation on YouTube, KOE Nation on TikTok, KOE Nation on Twitch. That's K as in King. O as in, oh my God, you can find KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. E as in extremely happy to know you can find KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. I'm very on brand here. So, folks, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on YouTube and Spotify. And I cannot wait to find you back here happy, healthy, much the wiser. Where does this energy come from? It comes
all within.
From being the king of extreme. And it comes from living your life to the extreme. And folks, I hope every last one of you makes it back here happy, healthy, much the wiser. Tony, take it away.
I'll just simply say, please like, share, and subscribe to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on YouTube specifically, so you can be here with us next Sunday to watch the recap, review, results, and ratings for WWE Hell in a Cell. And join us the week before so you can see our predictions. And you can see me, Tony G, Tony the Rod 2.0 on TikTok, on my way to becoming a 13-time champion. And it starts next week on the road to WWE Hell in a Cell. We will see you next time. Like, share, subscribe. Please do it now. Do it now. Do it now.
And see if it just smooths itself out.
Tell you what I'll do if I ever get back. I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost. We gotta take it down. Let you down slow. It's